very blue today. Blue shirt, and blue jeans.
But I don't have no blue in my soul.
That's good.
Hey, everybody's Brad.
And I'm Krista.
The Big Family Homestead. And so today we've got several important things that are just a lot of random stuff. So the video is going to be kind of disjointed, but I think that everybody will find something useful in the video. Mm-hmm. So that said, there's been a lot of stuff going on around food around here. Mm-hmm. We have been laser beam focused on making sure that with all the chaos that's going on around, that we're able to have food on the shelves, mm-hmm. whether it's freeze dried, which you guys know we love our freeze dried.
Love freeze dried.
Frozen,
mm-hmm.
cans like
shelf stable stuff.
Shelf stable cans,
mm-hmm.
but also keeping an eye out for stuff like this. So yeah, yesterday we were at the store and we found 2 ginormous turkeys. They had a sale on them for 99 cents a pound. Now I know, hey Brutus, what are you doing? He has to get into the shot. He's been hanging out and he's quiet until the camera starts rolling, of course. And now he's drinking. Can you keep it down, pal? Holy mackerel. So anyway, the turkeys are up here on the counter for that very reason. Right there, that very reason. So we're gonna thaw them out because these were $1 a pound. And I hate to say it, but there's not a lot of meat you can find anymore that's $1 a pound. True, there are some deals you can find at Aldi and some other discount places, but it's not really normal. So what we're gonna do, well, we'll just tell you what we're gonna do.
Those turkeys are going to be so delicious after we can them.
We're canning them.
Oh yeah, can't wait.
Now here's the scoop. Canning, if you're not familiar, what's nice about it is you can pressure can meats and they then are shelf stable, mm-hmm. as long as you don't leave them in the sun.
Yeah, you leave them in a cool, dry place, and you're good. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how long it's going to last because, frankly, I'm not an expert in that. So. Well,
and experts may have said that we've probably eaten food that was past the official date.
If it's purple,
don't eat it. Especially if it was turkey.
Ooh.
Turkey, purple turkey. Unless you put some like coleslaw cabbage in there.
Oh, gross. Okay.
Which that'd be weird.
No, and canning turkey, and I'm sure when we do this, we will make a video on what we're doing.
We are.
But you raw pack it, a little bit of salt and water, and 90 minutes in a pressure canner, and you're done. You can add other things, other seasonings to it if you like.
We've made starters.
Yeah, to make a turkey soup starter, or you can even add barbecue sauce to, or not barbecue sauce, but barbecue seasoning.
She's got this.
No, I don't. To it and have barbecue turkey or whatever. It's really entirely
ready to go soups, mm-hmm. where you get just the right amount of water, just the right amount of rice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And all kinds of celery in there. And let me tell you what, here's the other part to this, guys, is that people don't think how important it is, the shelf stable without electricity mm-hmm. part.
Yeah.
We lost power not too terribly long ago, and fortunately for us, it was not very long.
No.
But what if it was like those poor folks in Texas last year? Mm-hmm. There was weeks.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice to be able to eat during that time period.
A little bit.
You know?
A little bit, yeah.
So anyway, be on the lookout for good deals now, because I fear the good deals are coming to an end soon. And that leads us to the next important thing. And that's this. With all this nonsense that's going on in the world with Russia, Ukraine, the United States, and the inflation that we're already in, I mean, you can't say that you don't see the inflation. Right. Everybody does.
Right.
It's bad, especially in gas prices and food prices are going up. corn is becoming an increasing big problem. And here's another big problem that I don't think a lot of people are seeing yet, but they will, and that's this, that the United States and the world gets a very big percentage of commercial farming fertilizer and the ingredients that make the fertilizer from, guess where?
Russia.
And guess what our administration sought to put sanctions on?
Fertilizer. Yeah.
So, I guess that's a double-edged sword because we want them to stop attacking other nations, obviously.
Right.
But inflation on the rise, not the best time to turn that faucet off.
No.
Seeing that, I think the United States, it's ridiculous. It's like
Isn't it
800 million tons.
Isn't it like 80% of the world's, or the United States fertilizer comes from
World.
Russia? Oh, the world's fertilizer. Okay.
Yeah, and I wanted to, yeah, it makes a big difference because even though we get about, I think it's like 20% of our fertilizer, the problem is this, is that it's a world market and most other countries get theirs from there too. So it's like turning off the entire supply.
Food, the food.
So this came from Bloomberg. I'm reading an article. Actually, you want to read the first part and then we'll share.
Fertilizer is getting harder to find just as farmers are getting ready for planting. And now Russia's invasion of Ukraine is injecting even more uncertainty into then already tight crop nutrient market. Russia is a low-cost, high-volume global producer for all major fertilizers, and it is the world's second largest producer of potash after Canada. While sanctions haven't yet hit Russian fertilizer companies, more restrictions could be coming. Just Wednesday, the U.S. said it will target Russia's oil sector by restricting exports of technology related to the energy sector.
Okay. It goes on, and I've read multiple articles that basically point to the fact that this is going to be a ripple effect, okay? That it's not just the fertilizer. The fertilizer is going to be like the rock in the pond, that we're going to start seeing problem prices big time in a few months, like for the fall. Now, you say, Brad, well, that's silly of you to say that because it's a futures traded market. It is, but don't you guys ever pay attention when there's something bad happens in the Middle East and all of a sudden gas prices go through the roof, even though the gasoline that's in those tanks that you just bought was paid for a year ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Why then the price fluctuation? Why? Because the futures market, it's going to go up and down based on what's happening on the world stage right now. Now, not saying this to scare anybody at all. As a matter of fact, exactly the opposite. It's turkeys. Look for good deals. Can your food, because you know what? It might be, and I pray it's not, it might be very difficult looking at your food bill 6 months from now.
Right.
You know? I mean,
grow some stuff, folks.
Yeah, that's another part.
Grow some stuff.
Boy, we sound like the creaky wheel.
I know. Even if you live in an apartment, you can still grow tomatoes and lettuces and things like that. Be able to grow your own things because you can have as much canned food on your shelf, but it's only going to last you a certain amount of time.
True.
You need to be able to resupply that.
True.
So.
Now, another thing that you got to pay attention to is stuff like this. Right here. Mine are worn out, scratched up.
I don't even wear mine anymore.
And the reality is I need to get a new prescription. When countries head into hard times, these are the kind of things that you forget about.
Yeah.
You forget about your eye health.
Your teeth.
Yeah. If you need to get a tooth pulled,
do it now.
Do it now instead of when it's really scarce in terms of can you find somebody to help you out?
I mean, during the big, I'm just going to say the big C,
The COVID.
it was actually really hard to get into the dentist.
Yeah, it was difficult for us.
Very difficult. And I had a tooth that went, had an infection, and I was very lucky to be able to get in and have it removed.
Yeah. But stuff like your eyes, if you know you need to get your eyes checked, do it now. Go ahead and get an extra pair of glasses. Just set them aside. You know, even if your eyes changed, even if you saw a little bit blurry, it's better than seeing nothing at all. Which also leads me to this, that if things are going to continue going the way they are, again, no fear, but what about medicines? Medicines for your home, remedies, nutrients.
Find out natural remedies.
Nutrients.
Right.
Which brings me to this. Our friends at Pura Vida, you know, the moringa, the stuff that's basically, you know, I have no more arthritis symptoms since I've taken this moringa plant.
Yep.
Now, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice for you, but you guys know the stories. You can go watch the videos.
You can read the comments under those videos, because it's not just us. It's not just his, you know, help with rheumatoid arthritis. It's thousands of others who have made comments. I'm not joking.
Who we can't control. They just say, I started taking this and then this happened.
Yeah, they're not bots. These are real people. We didn't pay them to make those comments.
We can't, actually.
No, we can't.
So if it's something for you, maybe talk to your doctor, but it's been nothing short of miraculous for my arthritis, because I had severe arthritis so bad that I couldn't even put my clothes on without extreme pain.
Yeah.
And that's a real problem for a guy who plays guitar for a living, which I was at the time.
Right.
And so look into it for yourself. But here's the deal. The people at Pura Vida have been super cool, because they see what's coming ahead too. And they've got a bunch of capsules that are ready to go. They've had, I mean, when COVID hit, everybody had problems getting stuff. And they were no exception, but they stocked up.
Yep.
And so they have it now, and there's a coupon code. Yay!
Oh, I love coupons.
Coupons. So I honestly don't know how much he decided on, whether it was 20% or 25%. So just the coupon code will be down below, and then check it out, because if it's 25%, that's a serious savings.
Yeah, that's a huge savings.
So that,
Stock up.
Yeah, stock up.
And keep it in a cool place.
Yeah, cool place.
Can you keep it in the freezer?
Why not?
I don't know. It's just asking.
I don't know.
I'll have to ask Pura Vida.
Pura Vida.
Pura Vida.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, the whole push today is start thinking about what life is going to be like 6 months from now or a year from now. I know some people would say that we're preppers until we moved here. And then when we moved here, this is just the way everybody lives.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what's going to come 6 months from now.
Well, in central Wisconsin, you don't know what the weather's going to be like.
There's an ice storm today.
There's an ice storm today, and you could actually probably show. There is ice, probably a quarter of an inch of ice over everything outside. But you don't know in this area what the weather's going to be like tomorrow. You could get, stuck. 4-foot blizzard, and you could be stuck. Well, you can't go to the grocery store. You have to be able to eat what you have in your house. And if you don't have enough in your house, then sorry.
No, you're right. You're right. You're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah, exactly. We don't prepare for the end of the world. We prepare for life, for whatever. It's, somebody, we've had people email us saying, thank you so much for encouraging us to have, food on the shelf, because my spouse lost their job and this saved our bacon.
Yeah, they had to use it to
survive.
Use it.
I mean, countless times people have said that, what if your spouse gets sick, or who knows, it's you prepare for whatever.
Now, that's not to say that we're not looking at what's coming ahead.
Exactly.
And let's just say that in terms of those items and those readiness things, we're very prepared as well. We just don't share that because we don't want, number one, we don't want to scare people.
No.
Number two, why would we tell the world what we got going on?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so there it is, guys. Just here's another thing I'd like to recommend. And you guys put your comments down below because I'm interested to see. Don't just look at the news and information that is your typical bubble. What do I mean by that? Well, if you start looking at foreign newspapers, you know, like look, maybe if you're from the United States, you start looking at DW from Germany. Maybe you look at Australian Sky News. Maybe you start looking at, you know, some Belarusian sites. And you're going to begin to see that what you're being told here, there's only a tiny bit of the story.
Sky News has a lot of what's going on too. I've seen, and I tried to stay away from any kind of news, but I look at it once in a great while. But there's
a lot that's going on you're not being told here because the media is controlling what you see. Now, I know that there's the liberal side and then there's the conservative side that are each going, yeah, they never get to hear the full side of the story. I'm here to tell you both of you don't unless you're looking at the big picture.
Right.
And the big picture is look at global stuff that's going on. It's otherwise you're just in your own echo chamber. And what do I mean by that? You're only hearing stuff that you already agree with. But what if what you agree with isn't the full truth?
Right.
You got to be willing to take a chance and go, okay, well, what if I'm not right on this?
You got to look at both sides of the story.
Well, yeah. Let's
research for yourself. Don't just believe the nonsense that's being put out there because somebody said it on a major news network. Just because they say it doesn't mean it's true.
Don't forget that those news networks, they are also for-profit companies.
Yes.
They make money based on whether you watch. Well, fear is a great tool to keep you watching.
Oh my, yes.
Anyway, there it is, guys. Eyes wide open, ears listening, but most importantly, your commitment to God. And for those of you who are not believers, we're not trying to offend you. I promise you. It's just what we believe and what we hope for you as well. Because if you don't have a relationship with God, you have zero, in our opinion. So there you have that.
Yep.
Surprise, surprise. The conservative Big Family Homestead actually loves God. Crazy. Cannot be. Oh, there you go for the thumbnail. I'll have to use that.
That's funny.
Anyway, was that about it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I'm Brad.
I'm Krista.
You guys have an amazing and blessed day.